We're going to talk to George, who has some comments on Mr. Martin's comments off the top of the show. George, how are you tonight?
Not too bad. I couldn't help calling in. I was out in my garage just building a little piece of furniture, and I heard him on the radio on that. And I got to tell you, I got really, really upset. I suppose he's doing his job, but there seemed to be such an arrogance in a man that can sit down and say, I'm content, we're happy, we're pleased, because it's gone from $5 billion to $7 billion. A project that is, and I will tell you right now, I'm only going by, I'm not I don't have $5 or $10 million to pay somebody to dig up all the facts and the figures and everything else. But I will tell you this, if you base it on the history of government projects over the last 30, 40, 50 years that I've seen anyway, I'll be quite surprised if it comes in under 12 billion or so, because I haven't seen a government project yet come in anywhere near what they specified. But that's just speculation on my part. My thing I'm upset with is that he's so content, but the Ed Martins, the Danny Williamses, the Dunderdales, these people will not have to worry about the fact that their electric bill is going to go up by 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, whatever percentage it is. But because they have lots of money. I'm sure Ed Martin is not working for $40,000, $50,000 a year, is he?
Yeah, it's funny when people talk about the electricity rates, George. I'm wondering if Newfoundlanders love to. I mean, there is obviously a direct link today to cost overruns and a raise in the rate of electricity. But I mean, this is not only happening in Newfoundland. This is happening right across North America. The cost of energy is going up. And I mean, there were stats released 2 years ago that people might look to pay as much as 70% more. And that wasn't only in Newfoundland. That was throughout North America to heat and light their home.
Yeah, the only thing is, just because something happens doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen. Is it manipulation? I mean, let's look at it. Over the last, say, 2 years, there are times when you looked at the price of oil, a barrel of oil, and I know there's refinery capacities and all this stuff. It's not just straightforward, but at the same time, there was a time, I looked at it, there was a time when we were paying oil was $120 a barrel, and we were paying less for gasoline than we were last year, the year before, when it was down to $89 a barrel. So it goes up 8 cents a liter. Barrel of oil goes down $40 a barrel. It goes down 1 or 2 cents a liter. Okay, so yes, I agree with you. There is an increase all across North America and probably across the world, but does it really have to happen? Just because it goes up doesn't necessarily mean it's necessary, because most of these companies are coming out. They used to come out with their monthly profit margins, or profit stuff like that. Not monthly, sorry, but every 3 or 4 months. And the poor companies were, we have this and that and everything. All of a sudden they come out and they've only got $30 billion in profits, stuff like that. But to get back to what I originally called in about, this government and other governments, they got no problem. I mean, there have been the NAPE, retired people, their union, they've been fighting for years for a small cost of living allowance increase in their pensions. And the answer is no. Point blank, won't even discuss it, won't even talk about it. Okay, then how are these people, where are they going to get this extra money to pay for the humongous increase in electric costs that is going to be dumped on their backs in 4 to 5 years' time? Okay? They're not allowed to have any extra money. Or if you do retire, like in my case, I retired, hit 65, and a monstrous clawback on my pension was it's to the point where I might as well not be getting old age pension and most of my Canada pension anyway, because they're taking it all.
Yeah.
But there are people who are worse off than I am, who have just the old age pension and maybe the supplement and stuff like that. You know what's going to happen? You're going to have, I'm making a prediction that by the year 2020, You're going to see another out-migration of people from Newfoundland, but it's not going to be it's not going to be the people from the fishery. It's not going to be as big as that, but you're going to see an out-migration of people who can't afford to live here anymore. Then you're going to see the people who can't afford to move having to make a decision. Do I have 3 meals a day, or do I have 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day and stay warm in the wintertime?
Yep.
Because I'm telling you right now, and look, I'm so sick of government saying, we have a mandate. We got voted in 4 years ago. We have a mandate to make these decisions. Do you own a home in St. John's?
Yes, I do.
Athlone?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How would you feel? I mean, it's illegal for me. I couldn't go into a bank and say, listen, so-and-so down there, this is the address, stuff like that. I want to put a $100,000 mortgage on your house. In order for me to do that, you have to come down and co-sign and make sure that you agree with that and sign papers, right?
That's right.
Here we have a government who are basically saying, we can mortgage the future of the people who are living here now, the people who, my children and my grandchildren, for the next 50 years, because we have a mandate, because we were voted in 4 years ago? No. You may have a legal right to do that. Legally, if I go to court to try to dispute, I'll probably lose. But morally, you do not have that right unless you are willing something this big and this significant. They should have come back to the people with an open referendum to say, okay, here are the facts as we see it.
Yep.
Anybody else want to present their facts? Now, let the people vote on it. We're not talking about buying another ferry for Ramia. We're not talking about putting in 20 kilometers of road. We're talking about, and like I said, it's up to $7 billion, and Mr. Martin, he's quite content. He has no problem with that increase. Yes, because he's not going to bear the brunt of it. He's not going to be somebody who's trying to live off $12,000 a year. Mr. Martin probably spends more in car wax than what some of these people are living on. But he's quite content. I don't blame him. He's doing a job, but it just got me so upset that he seemed to be it just seemed to be arrogance. But the arrogance is more from the government to sit back and to do these things without actually consulting the people of the province. Mm-hmm. And there was no consultation.
Well, George, you seem pretty worked up. I really enjoyed this call, enjoyed this talk with you, and I hope you get worked up enough again to come in from the shed and leave that piece of furniture alone and come and let us know what's on your mind. You're always welcome.
All right, thanks very much.
Thanks, George. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that is George, not happy with the comments that Ed Martin made at the top of the show.